So students, after the completion of chapter Human Eye and the Colorful World, our next chapter is chapter number 12 of your syllabus, Electricity. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the term what electricity is, what are the various factors we are using in electricity, like we are having the current, we are having voltage, potential difference, resistance, and you are aware of cell batteries. So we are going to discuss all these things in electricity. We are going to discuss about the electric circuits, the components used in electric circuits also in this chapter. So what is electricity? You know that electricity is basically a form of energy, and what is the result for this electricity? That electric current is the cause for this electricity. We know that when the electron flow through a conductor, in that case the electric current flows. So electricity, or basically the electric current, is because of the flow of electrons through a given conductor. Now you are aware what conductor is. Conductor is a device which allow the electric current to pass through that easily, and there are basically two types of material: conductors, insulator. Insulators are bad conductors. We can say that they do not allow electric current to pass through them. Now what is cell? Cell, you are using cell day by day in your day-to-day life, like you are using cell in torch, you are using cell for watches and all. So basically cell is a device which makes the flow of electron through a conductor. So cell is a device which causes the flow of electron through the conductor by generating a potential difference across the two terminals of cell. So what we are having, that whenever the electrons flow, the current is flowing through that particular conductor. Now we are having two different conventions to represent the flow of current. Like we know that electric current is because of flow of charged particle, electrons. So electron flow from negative terminal to the positive terminal, because a negative terminal is having abundance of electrons. So electrons are traveling from negative to the positive terminal where the electrons are deficient. This is the actual direction of the electric current, but we are using a different direction to show the direction of current, that is from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Now this particular is known as the conventional current, which we are using by the sign convention, that in every circuit diagram we always use that the current is flowing from positive to the negative terminal. So this is what we are having for the electric current. Now this electric current can be expressed as, we know that the flow of charged particle makes the current to flow through a given circuit. So we can say that electric current can be expressed as the rate of flow of charges through a conductor, or the quantity of charge flowing through a conductor in a unit time. So the charges, Q is representing the charge, T represents the time. So I represents the current, and as per the definition, current is rate of flow of charged particle or the charge flowing through a conductor divided by the time for which the charged particles are flowing. So I represents electric current, Q represents the total charge, T represents the time. And as we know that the SI unit for charge is coulomb, time is second, so the SI unit for current will be coulomb per second, and there is a name for that, as the SI unit of electric charge is coulomb. And we know that we had already calculated that total charge contained in 1 coulomb are 6 into 10 raised to power 18 electron. So from here we are concluding that the SI unit of electric current is ampere, and 1 ampere is equals to 1 coulomb divided by 1 second. So coulomb per second is the unit for the current, and this electric current is measured by a device that is known as ammeter. Now ammeter is a combination of two words, ampere meter. So ampere meter means a device which is used to measure the electric current through a given conductor, and this ammeter is always connected in series in a circuit. The resistance of ammeter is always less, so that maximum amount of current can flow through this ammeter. It can measure as a whole current of a given circuit. It is always connected in series. So these are the two things to remember, that ammeter is always having a low resistance and it is always connected in series with an conductor. Now we are having a mechanism to represent how the electric current flows in a given circuit, or whenever we are connecting a conductor to a battery. So a potential difference is created over there, and because of that created potential difference, the current is being flowing through that particular conductor. As we can see from this diagram, that we are having a battery here. This is a battery and electrons are coming out of this terminal. So this is a negative terminal, and this battery is basically connected to an electric bulb. So this is the simplest form of a circuit in which a battery is providing the potential difference to this bulb, and the bulb is glowing as soon as it is connected to a battery or a cell. Now as the electrons are coming out of this terminal, so this is our negative terminal, electrons are moving in this manner and they are flowing through that conductor, making this bulb to glow, and they are going and again entering the positive end. So from negative they are moving, and from here they are entering the positive. So this is the basic simplest form of the circuit. Electrons are flowing, the bulb is glowing, and we are connecting a battery. Let us understand this diagram in the form of a circuit diagram, where we are having this resistor. This resistor is nothing but our bulb. So bulb is showing some resistance to a given flow of current. So this is a resistor, current is flowing. Now you can see from this figure that electrons are moving from this negative terminal, passing through the wire and entering the conductor and entering here at the positive terminal. But we represent the direction or the flow of current as from positive to the negative terminal in a given circuit diagram. So this particular current, which is represented outwardly for a given circuit, is known as the conventional current, and the direction of this conventional current is always opposite to the direction of flow of electron, although this flow of electron is responsible for the current generation. Now this current flow is possible because of developed potential difference for a given conductor, that is being done by using a cell or a battery for a given circuit. So now what is this potential difference? Whenever there is some variation in potential for a given conductor at the two terminals, one is more positive, another one is more negative, we say that some potential difference is being developed over here. So what is potential? Potential is ability to do work. So we are having, when electric current flows through a conductor, in that case, that is just because of the developed potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, and that we generate with the help of cell, battery, or some AC source. So the developed difference in potential at the two terminal of the conductor is known as our potential difference. One is more negative, another one is more positive, and because of that variation, to attain the equilibrium for a given circuit, the electrons are flowing from more negative to more positive terminal. And as we know that this potential difference in a circuit is provided by a cell or a battery or some external AC source. Now the potential difference between the two terminals, suppose we are having two terminals for a given conductor, A and B are two ends of a given conductor. In that case, this potential difference is equals to the amount of work done in moving a unit charge from point A to point B. Here the point A is at lower potential and point B is at higher potential. So this is the amount of work done in moving a charge from position A to position B, and hence we are having a formula for potential difference as potential difference is work done per unit charge. So it is the amount of work done in bringing a charge from one position to other position. So this is potential difference, and if we want to define the potential, so potential is basically defined as the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point. And we had already discussed about the electric field. So where the electric field is 0, that point is considered as infinity out of the periphery of a given charge particle. So if we are bringing another charge particle from outside, that is infinity, to a given position, in that case that is known as potential for that particular charge. So the formula for potential is V is equals to W upon Q, where V represents the potential difference, W represents the amount of work done, and Q represents the total amount of charge. Similarly, we are having the SI unit for the potential difference, and the SI unit for potential difference is volt, and this 1 volt is the amount of potential difference, or we can say the potential difference is said to be 1 volt for a given conductor if amount of work done in bringing a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to another point is 1 joule. So 1 joule work is being done in bringing a unit positive charge of 1 coulomb from one position to another position. Then the potential difference between the two terminals of the conductor will be 1 volt. So here V represents the potential difference, W is work done, and Q is the charge. Let us substitute the units for this. V is in volt, W is work, and we know that SI unit for work is joule and SI unit for charge is coulomb. So this is W, volt, 1 volt is equals to joule per coulomb. So this potential difference is measured by a device that is known as voltmeter, means a meter to measure the voltage or the potential difference. This voltmeter is always connected in parallel across the two ends between the two ends of a conductor where we want to measure the potential difference. So the resistance of this voltmeter should be very high so that it does not allow much amount of current to flow through it. It should be infinitely high so that least amount of current flow through it, and it is always connected parallel across the two ends of the conductor, so that we can measure the accurate amount of potential difference across the two terminals of a given conductor. After this, let us discuss about a simplest circuit diagram. What is a circuit diagram, or what is an electric circuit? As you are aware that we are having so many electric circuits around us in our houses, in our schools, and so many other places we are using that electric circuit. We are having a switch that makes the appliance on or off. When we are pressing that to off, appliance stop working. When we are pressing that to on, then appliance, either the fan or light, starts working. So we are having a fan, a device which is conductor, we are having a switch that makes the circuit complete, and we are having power supply, that AC source. So similarly, we are discussing a basic electric circuit over here. That electric circuit is basically a continuous and closed path of electric current. Closed path should be there. If the path is open, in that case no current is flowing through a particular circuit and our device will not work. So here we are having a schematic of electric circuit in which we are having a cell, negative terminal and a positive terminal. We are having a bulb which is behaving as a conductor. We are having an ammeter. So this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. We are having a plug key. Now this plug key is very important. When we are inserting this plug key, then the circuit is closed and the current is flowing through the circuit. So when the key is inserted, in that case, because of this cell, it creates a potential difference for this given pulp, make it terminal more positive and this terminal more negative. What is happening? Because of the created potential difference, the current start flowing through this here till here. Now if the plug key is open, no current is going to flow from this end to here. But if the key is inserted, in that case the current is having some path and it is being passing through this wire, through the emitter measure that current, and it is going here and the bulb start glowing over here. So this is the simplest form of electric circuit. In next lecture we are going to discuss about the various component, as we are having an idea what a cell, what is a bulb, what is a symbol for emitter, what is a symbol for plug key. So we are having so many other devices where we are going to use the other symbols for circuits, like we are having rheostats, galvanometer, variable resistance, and so many. So in next class we are going to discuss about the electrical components and their symbols, and after that we are going to discuss about the resistance concept which is given by the Ohm's law. So till then, prepare this topic.